All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about Concord again. Now, what's happening with Concord is going to be studied, I'm sure, at some point in the future for what happens when you make your entire marketing of a game based around how woke it is, right? This is probably the worst thing that you can do to try to market a game that's oriented around being a team shooter. Even though these other team shooters are woke as hell, they didn't start that way. They might have ended up that way, but it didn't start that way. Now, ultimately, we have Concord trying to start that way and figuring out exactly what happens when you do it. Well, apparently the numbers have gotten even worse. Yes, somehow, some way, the numbers continue to drop, and we have actual, real, tangible proof as to how many people must have bought the game on PS5. Now, obviously, as you guys are aware, the numbers aren't exactly very good when it comes to Concord. Whether you're looking at Steam or whether you're looking at PS5, it doesn't matter. Whichever lens you're looking through, it doesn't exactly look very good. Steam is down so low that it's damn near into double-digit numbers. Yes, I am not kidding. Steam is so low that we're almost in like the 90s. I don't understand how this is possible for a game that's only been out for a week or so, and yet here we are. So let's get into this article, guys, from smashjt.com. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So Smash writes, catastrophic Concord launch keeps getting worse. PlayStation sales estimates have leaked, and yikes. Now, you guys are probably imagining that Smash JT is being a little bit hyperbolic here, but he's not. Yikes. It's exactly how you would describe some of these number leaks that are happening for PlayStation. Now, let's read this really quick, and then we'll go over the PlayStation numbers. It says, grab your popcorn because there's some new disastrous news hitting Concord. If you thought the game was struggling before, you have no idea just how bad it's gotten. Let's break down this disaster of a launch and see how Sony's big bet chasing a trend with their flashy hero shooter went belly up. The numbers speak for themselves, and they're ugly. Well, let's go over Steam. So as of this article, this game has 109 players playing the game right now, and it had an overall 24-hour peak of 151. Now, the fact of the matter is, the modern audience doesn't want to sit there and admit to you on Twitter that they're bored of this game. The modern audience doesn't want to sit there and admit to you on Twitter that they made a mistake buying this game. They're never going to do that, but the numbers tell the actual real story. They almost always do, because the modern audience would have you believe that there's so many people playing this game and that they're all having such a great, amazing time, and yet the numbers continue to dwindle. If you look at this heartbeat over here, it looks like an actual genuine dying heartbeat where the number keeps getting lower and lower to the point where the game is going to flatline. You are at 109 players right now for what is supposed to be a AAA live service hero shooter game that was supposed to take over for Horizon as PlayStation's new poster child, and yet you only have 109 modern audience players playing the game right now. It is the most pathetic thing in gaming as of right now. So then it says how many people are actually playing Concord. Ready for this? A whopping 109 players as he writes this article, and a 24-hour peak of just 151. Yes, that's right. This game has just been out for 2 weeks, and we're already looking at numbers you would expect from a niche indie title. Just look at that downward trajectory. No, Smash, actually, it's even worse, because there has been indie titles that have come out that have completely blown away these numbers. Every single number, all-time peak, 24-hour peak, concurrent right now, they are blowing away these numbers. Concord is in a league of its own, and it's a special league, if you catch my drift. It's in a whole league of its own with these terrible numbers. We can't track real-time player counts on Steam, but we can take a peek at the trophy stats to get a clue. Shout out to Larry Bundy for the heads up over on X. The easiest trophy in the game, one that you get for like getting your first kill, has been snagged by just 1,220 people. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, so the trophy that essentially everybody should be able to get, because all you got to do is kill an enemy in order to actually get that trophy, that's only been completed by 1,220 people in this hero shooter live service video game for PS5. Now, keep in mind, this is on their main home turf. This is on PS5. This is not on Steam. So you have a whole bunch of console gremlins out there trying to convince you that the game is way more successful on PS5, that Steam numbers don't matter, that everybody's going to be playing it on console, and nobody cares about what PC chuds have to say. Well, guess what, bro? 1,200 people. That's it. 1,200 people completed the easiest trophy known to man. So you mean to tell me that they're either all just absolutely terrible and they haven't been able to get an elimination, or the simple fact is people probably did buy this game and never played it, right? You have people who buy this game to virtue signal, but they don't actually play it. But the more likely scenario, the one that I believe, is that nobody bought it, right? Nobody bought this game. Nobody except for the modern audience bought this game. And the fact is, you guys are just not enough to carry anything through to success. You, like, literally, you're not enough to carry. You can't even wipe your own asses half the time. How are you going to carry yourselves to success with a video game? You look at you. You have 109 modern audience gamers on Steam, and they all keep playing the same rounds against each other. It must be the most boring snooze fest ever. That's right. Only 1,220 PlayStation players have bothered to make a first kill in a shooter. It's almost as if no one's playing the game at all. Sales figures a real punch in the gut. Rumor has it, and by rumor, I mean industry analytics or whatever, that Concord has only sold around 25,000 copies across all platforms. There's no way, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, so I get where these analysts are coming from in terms of their numbers, but there is just no way. I can't believe it, right? I can't believe that 22,000 people, 25,000 people bought this game, and yet the most they can muster at any current point is 107 on Steam concurrently, or 1,200 people doing the first trophy, the easiest trophy in the game. I just can't see that. I can't see how that's possible, right? And again, the only way it's possible is if people bought the game and then chose not to actually play it, for whatever reason that may be. Maybe they wanted to buy the game to virtue signal with. Who knows? But I just don't see it. It doesn't make sense. At least with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, we saw them hit a concurrent of almost 14,000 players, and then after a few weeks, they dropped to 500 live in front of all of our eyes, so we can see them at their highest and then see them at their lowest, and then explain that, extrapolate, and understand that, oh, okay, this happened because they messed up here, they did this bad, they did that bad, whatever. You can quantify it, right? With Concord, they never once hit a number that was quantifiable that would bolster this argument of so many people bought this game. Like, you had a max concurrent on Steam of 697. You mean to tell me 25,000 copies were sold between all platforms and your Steam number is 697? Yeah, I don't believe that, right? And then your PlayStation number, you only have 1,200 people completing the easiest trophy to complete in the game? Like you literally have to play the game in order to complete the trophy? I don't understand. The numbers just aren't actually making it up. Like, they're not coming together properly. It's all seemed made up to me. To break that down, that's a guess of about 10,000 on Steam, impossible. And 15,000 on PlayStation, again, impossible. For a game that Sony hyped up and poured upwards to 150 million into, these numbers are beyond flat out embarrassing. And let's be honest, even though these numbers might be generous, if only 1,220 players on PlayStation have gotten the first kill trophy, the actual number of people playing is probably way lower. No wonder players are stuck waiting for matches of upwards to 8 minutes or more. There aren't just enough people playing. They aren't. They just aren't. This game, I'm sure they're going to try to make this into a free-to-play title at some point in time, but ultimately it's going to be too late. The game should have launched as a free-to-play title, because if it did, this 697 concurrent number probably would have been around 1,500 to 2,000, and then you could have seen a slow dwindle from there. Being free gives people the ability to jump into this game at the easiest point of entry and not have to worry about spending their actual money investing anything in a game that may potentially be bad. It's essentially the ultimate demo that you could partake in consistently. So they should have did free to play, but unfortunately for them, they got greedy and thought that they were going to have plenty of modern audience people willing to shell out $40 to play this garbage, and then they found out the hard way that that's just not the case. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.